Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window and what's one of those kind of dreary, cloudy days once again across north central Washington. Some sun yesterday, but not so much today. This shot coming to you from our Sky-Fi camera. That's in Orondo looking back down the Columbia River, and there's Turtle Rock on the left center of your screen, and you can see all those dark, low-hanging clouds that really stayed with us throughout most of the day today. Kept our temperatures down a little bit, but still not a bad day today, and those clouds are the beginning of a storm system that's moving in on us, and we do expect stormy weather overnight tonight into Saturday morning. We may even see a little bit of ice. I'm sure you've noticed the past couple of mornings our overnight low temperatures hovering around that freezing mark, just enough that if we get a little bit of misty rain, it could get slick out there tomorrow. And notice the areas in yellow on the map. A little bit of that yellow is in Douglas County, just east of Wenatchee. Also, if you're traveling on I-90 around Moses Lake tomorrow morning, you could run into a little bit of that ice, as well as Highway 2. So be careful if you are traveling tomorrow morning. We'll talk more about that storm system and another bigger system coming next week in your weather forecast a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. 2 students in the Eastmont School District have been diagnosed with chickenpox, prompting the district to send a letter Thursday warning parents. The Washington State Patrol says a motorist was killed in a one-car rollover this morning on State Route 155. It's about 8 miles north of Nespelem. And Dan Kuntz previews and critiques the all-new Cosmic Crisp Apple. But first, we begin tonight facing a $1 million budget shortfall. Wenatchee Valley College announced Thursday it's laying off 20 employees beginning January 31st. In a news release late yesterday afternoon, Wenatchee Valley College President Jim Richardson said, quote, "I understand this is a painful time for our campus, and in no way do these layoffs reflect the quality and dedication of the employees who are affected," unquote. Of the 20 employees being laid off, 12 are classified union employees and 8 are exempt non-union employees. No teachers were part of the reduction of staff. Exempt and classified employees have already agreed to take non-paid furlough days during the school year. Last month, the college announced that enrollment was down 2.1% from last year, following a trend of declining enrollment over the last decade. The college currently employs 499 people, with 249 of them full-time. 2 students in the Eastmont School District have been diagnosed with chickenpox, prompting the school district to send a letter Thursday warning parents. Chickenpox is highly contagious and can have serious complications, especially for people with compromised immune systems. Superintendent Garn Christensen said the 2 students are related, with one attending Kenroy Elementary and the other Sterling Middle School. School nurses alerted the district office to the illnesses, he said. Children should not return to school until all of the pox have scabbed over. That could take over from several days to several weeks. Christensen said anyone who has not received 2 doses of the vaccine should get vaccinated immediately. He said a vaccination within 5 days of exposure can still prevent chickenpox. The Washington State Patrol says a motorist was killed in a one-car rollover this morning on State Route 155. That's about 8 miles north of Nespelem. A Colville tribal officer spotted the wreck about 9:40 a.m. The highway was closed in both directions as the State Patrol investigated. The State Department of Transportation set up a detour on Columbia River Road from Nespelem to near Omak. The identity and hometown of the person killed has not yet been released. Well, coming up next, after years of organizing drop-off events for household paints and pesticides, Chelan County now has one central site to collect all those wastes. A ban on outdoor burning and the use of uncertified stoves and fireplaces begins at 8 a.m. on Sunday. And a Medicare bill authored by 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier should get a vote in the House next week. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Amanda, and we are from Impact Auto Sales.
Where you can expect a hassle-free car buying experience. With our wide selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, let one of our friendly sales staff help you find the vehicle that fits your lifestyle. We have financing available for all credit types and great low rates for first-time buyers. Call us today at 888-8000 or stop by 3522 State Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Impact Auto Sales, where we strive to make an impact on your life and not your wallet.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Welcome back. In another news, after years of organizing drop-off events for household paints and pesticides, Chelan County now has one central site to collect all those wastes. NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins has the story.
As of this week, Aaron Johnson has a new office. He's Chelan County's lead hazardous waste technician at the $2.6 million moderate waste facility, which opened with a ribbon cutting on Thursday.
This facility here is for your household hazardous waste, things that you don't want to take to the landfill and shouldn't take to the landfill. And it's common items found in your garage, under your sink, in the workshop.
Household hazardous wastes, or HHWs, include paint, pesticides, varnishes, fertilizers, motor oils, fluorescent light bulbs, and other toxic consumer chemicals. In the past, Chelan County has staged pop-up chemical collections at various sites around the county. The new center creates one consistent collection point.
Hopefully this beginning of a new facility is the end of a time-honored tradition of not remembering when the pickup is, and so you use the side of the road or your driveway or whatever.
Building the center took 4 years from planning to opening, with the bulk of funds contributed by the county and state, plus more than $500,000 from the cities of Wenatchee, Chelan, Leavenworth, Entiat, and Cashmere. The moderate waste facility is at 3612 Highway 97A, just north of the Stemilt roundabout. It's open Thursdays through Saturdays from 9 to 3. There's no charge for Chelan County residents to drop off their HHWs, but a $10 donation is encouraged. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
A ban on outdoor burning and the use of uncertified stoves and fireplaces begins at 8 a.m. Sunday, December 8th in Okanagan County's Methow Valley and for all of Chelan and Douglas counties. It's all due to poor air quality expected in our region. A Stage 1 ban that began earlier this week in Kittitas and Klickitat counties will be extended. Restrictions on burning will continue through 12 p.m. Wednesday, December 11th, when conditions will be reassessed. Under a Stage 1 ban, all outdoor burning is prohibited, including residential, agricultural, and forest burning. Use of uncertified wood stoves, fireplaces, inserts, and other uncertified wood burning devices is prohibited unless they are a home's only adequate source of heat. Fine particles from wood smoke can easily get into people's lungs, causing heart and breathing problems. Well, a Medicare bill authored by 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier should get a vote in the House next week. Schreier's Medicare Vision Act would expand Medicare Part B coverage to pay for eye exams and eyeglasses, which it doesn't cover right now. In an interview with NCWLIFE in October, Schreier said such steps are logical building blocks on the success of the Affordable Care Act.
I think that we can take the Affordable Care Act, which protects people with pre-existing conditions, and then we can increase subsidies to make it more affordable, because right now it's the people who are buying insurance and who are middle-class people who are getting squeezed and paying really high premiums.
Schreier introduced the Medicare Vision Act back in September. Susan Del Bene of Washington's 1st District is a co-sponsor. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Some jobs take more than skill. They require something deeper, an innate devotion to the communities in which we live. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support law enforcement, firefighters, teachers, and veterans. With every purchase you make with a Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little. With the Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight, NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson introduces us to Guppy the dog.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We're here with Leticia, the clinic program coordinator at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and Guppy is joining us this week. Can you tell us about Guppy?
Yeah, Guppy is a 6-year-old pitty mix. He's very cute. He is around 6 years old, and he has one of the best temperaments here at the shelter. He enjoys going out in play groups and playing with a lot of different dogs. He looks a little rough around the edges, but it's probably because he was mainly outside throughout his whole life. He really wants a home where he can live inside, have a nice bed, and just enjoy the warmness of having a family. He walks really, really well on a leash. The only thing is he does not like cats, so he would do best in a home with no cats. But other than that, he's very friendly, and he's fun, and he's very sweet and affectionate, and when he gets excited, he does this really huge smile. And really cute.
And how's he with kids?
With kids, he doesn't mind them. He wouldn't mind having kids, and
okay,
yeah, he loves them. He loves anyone. Yeah, Guppy.
And what should someone do if they're interested in adopting him?
If they're interested, they can just come down to the shelter. They can meet him. If you like him and you walk him around and enjoy him, then you can just come down here and adopt him out. The application, the adoption fee is only $125.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast on this Friday evening. And let's take a look outside our weather window before we get to the details. And here's a beautiful shot, isn't it? This afternoon, looking back down the Columbia River, and there's Turtle Rock right there. A lot of cloudiness. We did see that throughout the morning, throughout our afternoon, even some misty rain at times. That was this morning, and we've got a lot to get to. High temperature unofficially today really wasn't too bad. 38 degrees, that's 4 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. 33 is where we started, so another mild start to our day. 25 is our normal low temperature. Record high was in 1979 at 54 degrees. Record low was set in 1980, only 5 degrees. Picked up a trace of new precipitation. That was that mist this morning. 7:33 sunrise this morning. Sunset at 411. Let's take a peek at your Saturday and see how our weekend begins. And it will begin a little bit on the wet side, which we will get to in a second. Maybe even some icy conditions, but with temperatures in the 40s, 42 for Moses Lake and Ephrata, and lower 40s for the rest of us, and upper 30s. Any ice that we do see tomorrow morning should melt off mid to late morning rather. So if you are traveling tomorrow, really no problem. Just give yourself a little extra time if you are traveling in those morning hours. Surface loop now, and tonight we do expect a cloudy sky as this system moves in. We talked about it yesterday, and here it is just off the coast of Northern California and Oregon. We'll bring those showers into north central Washington. It will be a rain-snow mix for most of us, but just be careful that you might see a little bit of ice if you get into your Saturday morning. We're not done with the rainfall, and maybe a little bit of snow for Saturday either. A 50% chance of the wet stuff tomorrow. The good news is our temperatures will remain on the mild side, a lot like we saw today, upper 30s to near 40 degrees. By the time we end the weekend, boy, is it going to be nice. Mostly sunny skies and unseasonably warm. The green colors, that indicates 45 to, yes, even 55 degrees in parts of Washington state. Not that warm on Monday as we start our next work week, but all kinds of sunshine. Big old ridge of high pressure over most of the western United States will keep us on the clear side, but that won't last long. Here's our next frontal boundary as it moves in on Tuesday. And this storm, folks, as it moves in, look at the size of that low pressure system. It might be one of the biggest I have seen in a long, long time. And as we get into midweek next week, here it comes, barreling into the Pacific Northwest. At least a 30% chance for rain mixed with snow showers on Wednesday. And I think even a better chance as we move into our Thursday of next week with more rain showers and more snow, especially if you travel east into the Rockies. But here we are on Thursday as well. The good news once again as this big storm moves in, we will remain on the mild side. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. 32 the overnight low temperature tonight, 40 for tomorrow. We will see rain mixed with snow overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, and then a nice stretch of weather for Sunday and Monday. 42 Sunday, 38 your high temperature on Monday. We'll stay in the upper 30s into the middle part of next week, and then as I mentioned, that great big storm system moves in Wednesday, but temperatures will remain mild in the upper 30s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
People are really skeptical of our industry. They have been sold products, they have been sold policies they either don't need, don't understand, confusing. I understand that. We are more about the process and the people. Our SFG roadmap is designed to take care of all of those concerns. For those that have questions about their retirement, we would love the opportunity to sit down and chat with you.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Be a job creator. Donate. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Friday to you. The Wenatchee Wild, coming off a 4-game homestand where they went 3-1, are now hitting the road for 3 straight. Wild will play at Vernon tomorrow night at 6. Then they'll travel to Coquitlam for a 7:15 game Sunday. Wrap up the road trip next Wednesday with a game at Trail at 7 o'clock. Heading into the trip, Wenatchee's 4th in the BCHL's Interior Division with 36 points. Puts them 4 behind Salmon Arm and 6 back of 2nd place Trail. Opening up the Les Schwab Prep girls basketball scoreboard from last night, Wenatchee got out to an early 4-point lead Couldn't hold on under the pressure, though. The Pasco defense falling to the Bulldogs 77-40. Panthers gave up the ball 31 times on turnovers. Pasco was led by the 23 points of sophomore forward Anaya Heavens. Top scorer for Wenatchee was senior forward Emily Redmond with 13. Also in girls play, Natchez Valley outscored Cascade 25-7 in the third quarter en route to a 62-36 win. Molly Weiser led the Kodiaks with 13 points. Other girls play last night. Chelan stopped Cle Elum 41-30. Waterville Mansfield, check it out, 81 points in a win over Pateras. Turning to the Les Schwab boys basketball scoreboard, Chelan erased a 6-point halftime deficit by outscoring Cle Elum 22-5 in the third quarter. Went on for a 76-69 win. The Goats had 4 players in double figures, led by the 26 from Connor Wilson, 20 from Nate Harding. Coach Jeff Pearl said, quote, "I was proud of how our guys gutted out the win on a night our shots wouldn't seem to fall," end quote. Also last night, Natchez Valley held Cascade to single digits in each quarter in a 44-23 win. 61 junior forward Isaac Cortez led the, that's 6'1 junior forward Isaac Cortez. There you go, led the Kodiaks with 7 points. Other action, Pateras knocked off Waterville Mansfield 78-45. Balance of power in the Big Nine girls bowling may have shifted to the south this season. Eisenhower is unbeaten at 4-0 atop the standings. West Valley knocked off Wenatchee yesterday 3-1 to hand the Panthers their second league loss. Wenatchee won for the first game, but then fell in the next game, and the next two Bakers' final pin count was 1,713 to 1,639. The loss puts Wenatchee in a second-place tie with Eastmont at 3-2. Coming up on a very busy prep schedule this weekend, we'll start off in girls basketball tonight. As we look at the schedule, it has Eastmont traveling to Meade, while Ephrata is at Prosser. Quincy is hosting Sela. On the girls' side, coming up tomorrow, Entiat hosts Welpanet at 1 o'clock. It's a 3:30 time for Top Edition Ephrata, as Quincy hosts East Valley. Later on at 5:45, Wenatchee hosts Southridge, while Moses Lake entertains Chiawana. At 6, Brewster visits Waterville Mansfield, while Manson hosts Lake Roosevelt. Then at 7, Kashmir hosts the defending state 1A champions LaSalle Lightning at Rondon Memorial Gymnasium. Turning to the boys' schedule, first of all, with tonight's activities. Wenatchee travels to Chiawana at 6. The rest of the game start at 7:15. Moses Lake travels to University. Eastmont's at Meade. Quincy hosts Sela, and Ephrata plays at Prosser. Coming up tomorrow, Entiat takes on Welpanet at 2:30. Ephrata hosts Toppenish, while East Valley plays at Quincy at 5. 7:30 games have Brewster at Waterville Mansfield. Manson hosts Lake Roosevelt. Southridge is at Wenatchee, and Moses Lake entertains Chiawana. Prep wrestling season gets underway in a big way tomorrow. Several tournaments around the region. First on the boys' side, Eastmont and Ephrata will be at the Davis Invite starting at 9. Wenatchee and Moses Lake wrestlers are in Kennewick for the Bob Mars Invite at 10. Connell Invite also begins at 10. That's where you'll find Kashmir and Chelan. Cascade opens the season at the Omak Invite. Girls wrestling tomorrow, Moses Lake is in the Spokane area at the Central Valley Lady Bear Invite beginning at 9. That's the same start time for the Davis Invite for Ephrata, and 13 teams will be in town for the huge wrestling tournament tomorrow at Eastmont for the Lady Cat Kickoff Classic. That starts at 10 o'clock. Seahawks have a Sunday night date with the Rams. Seattle and L.A. will kick off on NBC at 5:20 Sunday evening. Primetime broadcast will also be a chance for Seahawks players and coaches to show off some specially designed cleats and shoes.
I wanted to kind of, obviously, first of all, I think the slogan, "Why Not You," has meant a lot to me. I think it's meant a lot to a lot of kids that I've been able to meet over time, and what we've been able to do for our foundation, the idea of dream big. Why not you dream big? So on the inside, it has anything is possible, and it has a diploma and stuff like that to represent kids getting their education and stuff. And then on this side, we had some fun. Just, we put a rocket ship, there just to, you can go anywhere in the world kind of thing.
Diabetes is something that's affected my family. My mother has it, my grandmother had it, my uncle has it, and something that I don't think gets a lot of attention. And so the American Diabetes Association does a great job of help spreading awareness.
It's just really impacted our family quite a bit. My sister's really involved back in Charlotte, which is where my mom and dad live. So anxious for once the season's over to try to get back, maybe start a foundation, but just to raise some awareness. It's really changed our family dynamics, and so if this can help somebody, whether through this or just the auction, I look forward to it.
Meanwhile, a win on the field or a tie would put the Seahawks in the playoffs. One final note, a toy drive is my cause, and I will be out of Hooked on Toys tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock until 1, and then Sunday morning at 8 o'clock at Sangster Motors. It's our bike build, the annual event, and then later in the day at noon at Walmart, it's the diaper drive, all part of the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a great weekend. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And finally tonight, our very own Dan Kuntz was on a mission earlier today to find out what the fuss is all about over the new Apple variety, Cosmic Crisp.
Well, here we are. We're outside of the Stemilt retail store on Highway 97A, just a couple miles right outside of town. Of course, the big talk in the ag industry, not just in North Central Washington or in the state, but everywhere, is the brand new Cosmic Crisp apples, which hit grocery stores late last week. I have never had one. So Captain Wagner and I are going to pop inside, talk to our friends at the Stemilt Retail, and give the Cosmic Crisp a bit of a spin. Let's go do it. These are a few of my favorite things. Cougar Gold cheese. It tells you who made it. This was made by John. John the cow made this cheese. As you might imagine, since we're inside the cold area, it's cold here. So we have rutabagas, we have potatoes, we got red onions, we got yellow onions, but we're here for this and this alone, the Cosmic Crisp. So I'm going to get one for myself, one for Mr. Darby, one for Mrs. Mandalis, one for Mr. Robbins, Ms. Header Sheep, one for Ms. McPherson, one for Mr. Granstrom, one for Mr. Olson, and one for Mr. Hare, and finally, for our good friend Cal, a couple of pears. Cal loves pears. Let's get him a Concord pear and a Bartlett pear. Cal loves pears. Let's go buy these babies, and now we're gonna go eat them. Hey, how are you? Your pears are coming, Cal. There's a whole bunch of Cosmic Crispers there, and a couple of pears on the side for Cal. Cal loves pears, loves them. He wanted pear juice. You don't have any pear juice, do you? Yeah, get a good shot of this, will you? Here's the code in the back for all you folks. Let's see if I had money. Yes. Oh, the button, I'm sorry. Card declined. Thank you. All right, let's go eat. Is this good? Closer? All right. The sign says fresh and flavorful. My first ever Cosmic Crisp. I'm going in. This is a good apple. Packed with flavor, very juicy. Take it from me, I've been eating food for 55 years. This apple's the keeper, the Cosmic Crisp. And Cal, a couple of pears for you, buddy. Cheers. Okay, we're back. There's a lovely Miss Header Sheet, producer of the NCWLIFE magazine, Mrs. Mandalis, there you go.
Cool. That's pretty.
It's a Cosmic Crisp. One for Cal, even though he likes his pears. Oh, Jefferson, I didn't get him. Here, wait a minute, Megan's gone.
Wait a minute.
There you go.
Thank you.
Take off the sticker before you eat it. What? I have done my part.
And the apple was excellent. Now let's check in with who else? Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan, back to you.
Thank you very much, Grant. I hope everybody has a fantabulous weekend. We invite you to start your next week on Monday morning at 7 a.m. live in this very studio. My guest will be Teacher Joy from the Teams Learning Center. It's a whole new concept, a whole new way to get your kids ready for kindergarten. It's a unique concept. It's a fascinating conversation with Teacher Joy. We'll have that for you on Monday morning. Plus, we'll wrap up all the weekend in sports. We'll have news, the weather, everything you need to start your day the local way right here on the NCWLIFE channel. It'll be Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with me, Dan Kuntz. I'll see you Monday. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.
NCW Life Channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.